Welcome to the 21 Lines of Inquiry podcast that's all about helping you discover your UCW, your unique contribution to the world. Join us as we delve into the 21 questions that will help you be more intentional about bringing your gifts into your career and your life overall. So when you're ready, let's get started. Hi, it's Anita, and in this episode we are going to look at the question, what makes you angry? Now, this may at first glance seem a strange question to be asking. Normally, anger has a negative reputation when compared to positive emotions such as happiness, enthusiasm and hope. And many people, you may well be one of them, even believe we would be better off without any anger. And this is understandable, as often anger can be destructive and linked with aggression and violence. However, more and more psychologists, brain scientists and mental health professionals today are suggesting that anger has valuable qualities that make it beneficial to the human condition. And certainly when it comes to following the right path for you in your career, anger can motivate and energize you. For example, if things are not the way they are supposed to be and need to change, anger can propel you to do something constructive about it. As long as you learn to manage the appropriate level of emotion, anger has several benefits that can help you align your work more closely with your UCW, and I'm going to talk about two of these now. The first benefit of anger is that it gives you vital information about your values and beliefs. So anger is activated when your values are not in harmony with the situation you face. So when you feel angry, it can make you more aware of what you stand for in the world. And I've coached quite a few clients who've struggled with anger in one organisation only to find that they thrive when they get to a place with a different culture. The second benefit of anger is that it makes you aware of injustice. When you are denied rights or faced with insults, disrespect, injustice or exploitation, anger can serve as an internal guidance system that indicates that something is not quite right, that someone has treated you unjustly or unfairly. However, channeling this anger in a way that can be heard is not always easy, and I remember learning this the hard way in my own career. It happened like this. In 2014, I finally made the leap out of corporate to set up my own business, and I was apprehensive at the start about finding enough clients. So when I was offered the opportunity to take on a freelance project setting up the executive coaching faculty for a former colleague who was now at a new company, I jumped at the chance. It all started well. I used my expertise of having just done this to create a strategy and a framework for the executive coaching at this new organisation and appointed a panel of experienced coaches who I referred in. Now, although I charged the organisation a consultancy fee, I didn't charge any of the coaches that I referred onto the panel a commission. My philosophy for this has always been reciprocity, and maybe they would refer work to me at a later date. So, the executive coaching project was a success for the organisation, and I may never have been writing this had it ended that way for me. However, it was not to be. One day, I got a call from my client at the organisation saying that one of the coaches that I had referred in had approached them behind my back, but to write a case study for a publication of his about the success of the project. They wanted me to contribute to the article as I'd done the work. Now, this was all fine, but the thing that made me angry was when I then spoke to the coach who wanted to use my work, he informed me that although I'd done the work, I couldn't be named or given any credit for the project in the article that he was going to publish. Now, this seemed very unfair to me. As an independent consultant, this expertise was my intellectual property, and if someone was just going to publish it without giving me any credit, it was effectively stealing my ideas without any recompense. And what made it feel even more unfair, if not legally then morally, was that this person was someone I had referred onto the coaching faculty in the first place without charging him a penny. Well, what happened next wasn't pretty. I didn't channel my emotional response at all well. I got very angry and I threatened legal action if they went ahead. The next day, I got summoned to the organisation and fired by my client, just like that. After months of helping out without any problem, suddenly they produced a piece of paper citing 1 or 2 people who they claimed had said unfavourable things about my work. I couldn't believe it. I had foolishly relied on this one large client for 90% of my income, and now it had gone just like that because I had tried to stand up for myself. However, looking back now, it was a blessing when it came to my UCW. Not only did I pick up the pieces again from scratch, I built a business that was 10 times stronger, with many more corporate clients and many more strings of offering. I also used this opportunity to start creating the career intelligence framework that had always been my intention, but I'd lost sight of it a little as I had so much work with this one big company. So in fact, the whole incident served to push me back in the right direction for me, but it was a very painful learning. And although I may have phrased my anger differently if it happened again, I am proud that I took a stand for what I believed was pretty unfair treatment by a large corporate of an independent provider. And even though nothing came of it in that instance, it felt important to me to take a stand. Even if I don't benefit from taking the stand, I believe that on a global level, standing up for a lack of fairness when we experience it can ultimately prevent people from taking advantage of others. So this type of anger can bring about positive change in society and increase the social cost of misbehaving. So what about you? Take a few minutes now to reflect. What makes you angry? Exploring the things that make you angry can start to uncover what are some of the things that move you in the world, and you can then start to explore how you can start to do something, even if it's something small, within your sphere of influence to address this. So take some time to reflect on what all of this may be telling you about your UCW, and then when you're ready, I'll see you in the next episode.